Hey, it's showtime, baby. Welcome to the House of AC, and let's do this thing called Monday Show. I'm so excited because I get to continue where I left off on Friday. I ran out of time talking about NFTs. I got too excited, went on a lot of different tangents, but I thought I shared a lot of good information. So this is the stuff that I didn't get to talk about last week, Friday. So if you did miss that episode, you can find all the shows on YouTube, on the House of AC Facebook group page as well. So go check it out, the House of AC on YouTube and or on Facebook, and you should be able to watch past episodes. So this is part 2 of NFTs. NFTs are non-fungible tokens. Non-fungible just means unique. So you get a little digital JPEG that's unique and it's only to you. I won't repeat everything that I spent an hour on last time, but if you need a basics introduction, I would say start there. And before we get started, we should get some stuff out of the way. This is the wild, wild west. NFTs, the crypto world. I am not a financial advisor. I don't think there is one that exists in the crypto Web3 space. It's so new. All the information that we're getting is, coming in fast, changing rapidly, just like technology. And, take my advice accordingly. I am a documented idiot, as you've seen in the first, last week's episodes. I can't even, sometimes I forget the mic and it's camera's out of focus and forget to share the screen, whatever. So that's who you're getting your advice from. Just want to level your expectations there. So today, NFTs part 2, we're going to talk about some of the utility and the community that come with NFTs. A lot of the value is not in the artwork. Everyone gets stuck on the artwork. They're ugly. And I can do that at home. Okay, that's just one component of NFT. You also have the utility of the NFT, which I'm going to get into, and the community behind the NFT. So the way I like to think of it is like an access. If I have an NFT, I get access to this community and I get access to these utilities that they may provide. So let me give you some examples real quick. Here you go. I'm going to show you this. Let's run this clip for you.
Flyfish Club is the world's first members-only private dining experience where membership is purchased on the blockchain and owned by the token holder.
A premier dining destination in New York City that will only be accessible through an NFT token.
We will be the first NFT-only members club.
What kind of compelled me to jump all in and really become part of a restaurant group instead of a passive investor or an enthusiast was an aligned interest that we were going to try to rewrite the game, hence the things we're doing with NFTs.
All right, so that last person was Gary Vaynerchuk, and he is really big in the NFT space, so I'm going to talk about him in a minute. But this is just one example. This is a utility. If you own this Flyfish Club NFT, you get some private dining experience. Now, that might not get you excited, but I would imagine if you're a foodie in New York City, you would be kind of interested. You're getting access to something that only NFT holders have. It's like buying a membership to a membership club, right? So you buy an NFT, and when you come, those NFTs get invited to dinners with private chefs, and then you get to enjoy the dinner. Only you, because you bought that NFT. If you go to the first dinner and you don't like it, well, then you can go sell your NFT on the market to another foodie, and they can buy your NFT and they can go and replace you. There's no commitment like a gym membership where you're committed to a year or a lease, a 12-month lease. This is just an NFT. It gets you in and gets you out. So you can come in for an hour and flip it to someone more expensive. You can come in for a month, or you can just never sell it and just continue the dining experience. This membership lasts as long as you hold the NFT, whoever holds an NFT, and you can transfer it back and forth to your friends, and they can have it in their wallet. Maybe they go on your behalf. And this is going to be the future of restaurant reservations, a lot of the high-end reservations, which is really interesting. So when I talk about NFT utility, this is like what I mean. Like this sort of NFT, no one cares what the what the art, sorry, this type of NFT, no one cares what the artwork looks like. It could be ugly. It doesn't matter. They're in it for the utility. It could be pretty, and maybe there's a value, and there's another tier of value there because they're hand drawn by a famous artist. Some people are doing that. There's endless possibilities here, but just know it's not always the pretty artwork which sells it, or the ugly artwork, which I talked about last episode. So that is something to understand in some of the utility. Now, I want to talk about Gary Vee. He was the last person there, the salt and pepper hair. If you don't know him, very well known in the space of, future social media. That's sort of his thing, media companies and using social media to your advantage. And he's really become a spokesperson for NFTs. And that's why he's partnering in projects like that Flying Fish Restaurant NFT. So he, of course, has his own NFT. He's someone that's got about 3 million followers on Instagram and Twitter and such. And I'm catching up to him. We're right behind him with my about 1,100 followers. So be sure to click right here, the House of AC @ That's my social media on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. You can find me there. So please follow me there. And I put the highlights of the show on there as well. Some clips and some snapshots of every show I do every day. You can see it on there. So if you don't have an hour to commit to me, I would, one, say you need to reevaluate your life and your schedule. But two, there is a backup. Follow me on social media. You get to see the clips. Okay. So what else is Gary Vee doing? Gary Vaynerchuk. Let me show you here. All right, so this is what his NFT drop is. It's called V Friends, and it has utility as well. This whole episode, I'm going to be talking about utilities and the game mechanics of some of these NFTs. So it's almost like playing a game, and just some gambling components as well, if that interests you. But Gary's all about utility and networking. So this is interesting. He's taken a different approach a little bit. So you can see these little scribbles here. They're nothing pretty, and he'll admit it. But Gary Vee himself drew these, and you can see the floor price is 13. ETH is priced right now at 3,000. It dropped a little bit today, so that's $39,000 is this cheapest one here. If it's sorted low to high. Why is someone going to pay $39,000 for these little Gary Vee scribbles? Well, Gary Vee's plan is that he's going to take some of these scribbles, and let's just look at this one, the positive porcupine. Let me make sure you guys can see this one pretty clearly. Oops. Okay, here he is. All right, so this one's selling for $30,000. Oh, it has a bid, it hasn't sold. It's on auction. Sale ends February 1st, but it's an auction right now. It's at $30,000. So what he's selling is a couple things. One is that he is saying, well, whoever has my NFT gets to come to VCon, a conference that he's starting 2022, next 3 years of VCon. So you're basically buying a ticket here. Now, remember, if you get in early, you're already a fan of Gary Vee. This only costs you about $200 to mint. Typically, things cost between $200 to $500. Originally, if you're already within the community, in their Discord, following them on Twitter, you get in early, it's $200 to the biggest fans. And that's why you should join the House of AC Discord, because I'm going to be coming out with my own NFTs, and you need to get in early, so you're only paying $200 and not $30,000 for my NFT. There's a QR code right there for the House of AC Discord. Please come sign up there. When I launch mine, you are going to want to know about it. Be the first to know about it. It's also on the link tree, the House of AC. All right. So if you get in here, you get to go to 3 conferences, which you might be like, that's worth $200 to me, or maybe it's not. Maybe you'd be like, that's worth $39,000 to me. Maybe it's not. But there's also some, properties associated with it. If you like the rarity angle, this is edition number 4. has a positive adjective associated to it because it's positive porcupine. It's a mammal, 44%. It's very rare to have some of these traits combined. A porcupine, there's not very many porcupines. So if you do like the collectible card aspect and rarity, it also has that too. Another thing that Gary Vee's trying to create with these NFTs is he's saying, hey guys, you bought the NFT, but I own the intellectual property of it. Other collections, Bored Ape, which is a famous one, Bored Ape Yacht Club, they're saying, hey, if you own the NFT, you can go make t-shirts with it and you can make your own merchandise. You can take your little character and, create a product line based on it. And Gary Vee's like trying to do something different. He's saying, no, I still own the IP. I still own the IP of the positive porcupine. And you might say, well, why is that good for the holder? Well, what Gary Vee's plans and what he says publicly is, I'm going to take all these little scribbles and I want to be the next Disney. I want to put them in comic books. I want to make children's movies, children's books, whatever, like music, cartoons. He's going to take all these characters and make a movie franchise out of it. Now, that's all on him. That's him and his team working on that. And whether it gets traction or not, that's a risk you have as an NFT holder. But imagine the payoff if Positive Porcupine becomes the next Mickey Mouse or Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that. And you own the first printing of it, the NFT where Gary drew it. And if you had the first sketch drawing of Mickey Mouse, I mean, that would sell at auctions for hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more. That's what he's going for here. And that's what he's telling his audience. Hey, you get to buy into what I'm trying to build. And, the proceeds of buying the NFTs do that. So that's really cool utility, right? Again, not about the artwork. It's about the utility. Another thing that he's doing within is he's got something called Gifted Goats, or the Gift Goat. Yeah, this is it. Okay. So Gift Goats, these are, it's got an offer of $30. Again, these are auctions, but if I go to the floor, typically these are selling for about $100,000. And so why would someone pay $100,000 for this one and $30,000 for the Positive Porcupine? Well, the reason these go for $100,000 is that it has a little bit more utility. Some properties here. This is what's important. 5% of the trade. Only 555 NFTs are called Gift Goat. And what that means is it comes with special properties. You can go down to the details here. Where is it? Oh, sorry. It's up here under properties. I got to scroll down. And, it comes with the original vector image, the creation video. You actually get to see Gary Vee drawing it. So it's him that drew the Gifted Goat, which is kind of cool. And so you get some special character with Gary. There he is holding it. I drew this, is what he's trying to convey. But then listen to this explanation video. This is what makes it triple the Positive Porcupine. To me, this is really exciting, especially imagine if you are a huge fan of Gary Vaynerchuk and you follow him religiously, you buy all of his books, he's a keynote speaker, and you just follow him around the world. Imagine this being an NFT.
555 people, part of the community that gets surprised and delighted as long as they've got the token. I mean, this is a big one. Once people start understanding the kind of things that are being sent consistently, I think the FOMO and the market gets created. I, along with my team at VFriends, will be working feverishly to continuously send things to you over a guaranteed 2-year period, but I'll be updating that if that happens more. And so that is the Gift Goat. Good luck. That is the token. You buy it, you have the token, comes along with the conference ticket, but you put in your address and stuff shows up to your house. Good stuff.
So, that's awesome, right? Who doesn't want presents from Gary Vee? Now, Gary Vee could take two angles here. He could say, I'm going to send you something cheap. And it arrives and you're disappointed. Or he can send you something of value, maybe something you find $100,000 worth of value. You bought this for $100,000. But you got to remember, it was originally bought for $200 and resold multiple times, and now it's selling for $100,000. So Gary Vee only got $200 to begin with, but he also gets about 6% royalties on all those subsequent sales. So he's making some more money there. But in his head, when he built this, is all possibly, I'm just going to provide $200 worth of value of a gift. But if you follow Gary Vee, you're going to know that he's not going to disappoint. He's going to give you a present that's going to arrive that will knock your socks off, because that is what he does. Under promises, over delivers. And then, what would someone do? Those 555 people who have the gift goat, they're going to go on social media. They're going to talk about Gary Vee. Look what I got. He's increasing his brand. He's increasing his followers. I think he's got high expectations to live up to. He's got a famous story. He made his money in the wine business, and a customer ordered a box of wine and saw that it was like a Jets fan. So he got a signed jersey, whatever. He found that person on social media, whoever his favorite team is and player, got a signed jersey. He just put it in the box of wine. He actually made no money. He maybe lost money because the box of wine was $100, and he sent him a jersey that was $150 signed. But that customer became a customer for life and told all of his friends, and it created this great buzz for him. He didn't know that was going to happen. He was just trying to do something new. So he's told that story quite often, and I think people got their expectations, that Gary Vee is going to come through for him, which is all very interesting. I got to say, I was tempted for a little bit to buy that, but I can't spend $100,000 on a gamble for that. But maybe you can. But this comes back to, again, it's not about the artwork. Maybe that gift goat gets turned into a children's cartoon that generations of kids watch. It turns into the Peanuts of the newest generation. If you've got a gift goat, that's going to be worth more than $100,000. There's so many ways to make money in this. Just as many ways to lose money in this. I would say the majority of NFT projects are not going to make you money. It's the research to find out what makes a good NFT is who's the face of the NFT. You'll see this online on Twitter, like, is the team doxed? What that means, if the team's doxed, is who they are. Because in this new world of being anonymous, and a lot of people just go by a Twitter handle, will never be on video, you never know their last name, they will build an NFT, raise a lot of money, and disappear, and you don't even know how to go after. But someone who's front and center like this, and their entire brand is their reputation, I think that's a safe investment. He's going to follow through in some capacity. Real quick, if you got comments, if you're watching this live, I can take comments on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, House of AC Facebook group page. If you are on Twitter, where this is also live streaming, your comments will not show up on my screen. That functionality does not exist yet. Twitter doesn't allow it. But thanks for tuning in. Okay, we are cruising along here on the NFT world. So what else do I got for you? Oh, yeah. Let's talk sports NFTs. So NFT sports made a splash. I want to say maybe it was 6 months ago, about Top Shots. Top Shots, you get to buy NFTs of highlight reels. This is video clips of a game, highlight reels. For example, let me show you the website here. Here you go. You can get Kevin Durant slam dunking, or a three-pointer from Trae Young. These are just different things that you can buy. Here, you can buy this entire video segment. 5 seconds, a couple passes, off the backboard, Durant slams it down. It's rare. There's only been 499 dunks, in this series. And this is number 270. And you can buy it for, I don't know how much these go, but I know, like, Zion Williams first dunk went for $1 million. Highlight of Zion Williams, who's a basketball player for the New Orleans Pelicans, you can buy for $1 million. What's exciting about that? You can watch this clip on the website. You can watch this clip on YouTube and watch it all you want. Well, you can make the same argument for people who collect basketball cards, right? There's obviously an industry of people who will buy a piece of cardboard with the basketball player on it that has the stats on the back. That is effectively 8 cents worth of materials to put together, ink and cardboard, and wrap it in a package and send it off to someone. But people do it and people collect it. If it has value, if people say it has value, then it has value. That's how money works. Like a dollar bill is not backed by anything. It's a piece of paper with green ink on it. But we all agree it has value, and we all agree on its value. And so it's used. And that's the same thing here. Like you can buy $1 million NFT of a highlight. But think about it. If you're the only one that owns that highlight clip, Zion Williams becomes better than Michael Jordan and Shaq combined and has his Hall of Fame career, that's going to be worth something. Wow, I've got the first dunk. Literally, I own the rights to it. That's what people get into. That's what they're excited about. So there is some, collectible aspects to NFT reels and highlights. All right, so let's talk about moving on from the basketball. I got I'm part of a bunch of different newsletters and whatnot, and one that released this morning. And I was doing a little research on it because it was unfamiliar to me. Is this guy, Mike Rashid King Collection. This is dropping now. It's live now, as you can see. I'm not endorsing this. I have not invested in it, but I'm just sharing information. In 20 hours. So you've got the next 20 hours to buy this if this excites you. So I don't know who Mike Rashid King is, but he seems to be a boxer of some sort. If you buy into his NFT collection, this is what you get. These are the utilities that you get. What's this? Limited edition. You get to randomly selected. A few people will get to make it rain with him, go on a trip to California, flight and hotel, spend the day with Mike Rashid. That's pretty sweet. 2 people get to training session to be on his podcast and more. So if you want to work out with him, these are some of the utilities that you get his card. So these are selling for $100 each. These are $200 each. And this one's been sold out already. Make it rain edition. So these are just packs of clubs of a boxer. I did a quick Google of him. He's trying to fight Jake Paul. So if you hate Jake Paul, you're like, well, I want to support Mike Rashid because he wants to fight him. This guy seems huge in physical sense, but he's also got a pretty decent following. Someone that you would maybe want to have as a friend and not as an enemy. Or, if you like to entertain yourself, hope you win the dinner out with him, and then you start a bar fight while you're sitting next to him. That would be a play that you can do. These are cool things. Like, I don't know who this guy is, but I'm sure in his world, he's got a following, just like some people don't know who Gary Vee is. Some people don't know Mike. But if you were a boxer, if you were a UFC guy, if you're a bodybuilder, I'm sure this would be great. Like, oh my God, I get to eat a meal with him, or I get to work out with him, or be on his podcast. This is all about fandom. And this is going to be the future of NFTs. Can you think about any musician or director or anyone who's trying to raise money? Like, I almost feel like Kickstarter's going to go out of business because you can raise money through your own NFTs. If I was a band right now, the record label who's offering you $100,000 and they get a cut of all the money, or they get all the money until they make $100,000, and then you get a small royalty percentage of all your music, out the window. That business doesn't exist anymore. The new way to make money if you're a musician is you sell 10,000 of your NFTs, sell them for $10 each. And now you've raised $100,000 and you can go record your own studio, right? In your own studio and release your own album without a record label's help. And the utility you can give to those first 10,000 fans that bought the NFT, they get to have lunch with you. They get to come to your concerts. They get first dibs on tickets, first dibs on merchandise. They get to hear the album before they release it. You could even share your royalties from the album with your first 10,000 fans. This is how music and almost any art is going to be created. Movie directors, same way. I've got a script. I've got these actors involved. I need to raise money. The way a lot of movies are made is they send the script around and they say, hey guys, I'm raising $4 million to film this movie, an independent movie. And everyone can chip in, up to 50, minimum bid $50,000. You put in some money, and then if it makes money, they share the royalties back. It's the same thing. Now a movie director doesn't need to do that. They can sell NFTs to the movie and share the royalties with their holders. It's these utilities are what's going to make NFTs successful. It's so much more than the artwork, and it's so exciting. So if you are in the creative space at all, just start thinking about how you can raise money through NFTs, how you can create fandom through NFTs. I mean, if I bought an NFT of a musician and I was part of their Discord, which is where these things would be hosted. Discord's just a chat server where every NFT sort of has their community communicate with each other. I would want that musician to succeed. That musician now has 10,000 fans. I want to buy their album. I want to tell my friends to go to their concert because, one, obviously I'm invested because I like the music. That's why I bought the NFT. But two, I'm now financially invested because if you want to, if you like the music, well, now you got to buy an NFT to have dinner with that musician. And well, I can sell you my NFT for more than I bought it for. I've just increased the value because the fandom's been increased. And it's all about access and utility. So very, very interesting and exciting stuff. Would love for you guys to really, really get into the NFTs. That's why I'm working on the House of AC I'm working on the House of AC NFT right now. I'm trying to work out the dynamics, the utility of it. I love the sort of investment angle. Maybe we can invest in real estate with it. And not that any one of you guys want to have lunch with me, but maybe gifts in the Gary Vee way. I'm jotting down ideas, so I'd love to hear your ideas. Please come to the House of AC Discord right there in the link tree and share those ideas there. Okay, moving on to basketball, which happens to be my favorite sport. Basketball, I love basketball. Let's talk about this NFT project, the Rumble Kong League. All right, the Rumble Kong League. Now, this is what you'll see here. 10,000 tokens, NFT cards, and you're providing strategic gameplay. So the difference here is there's no utility. There's no meeting the face of the brand. There's no, conference. It's, hey, you get a Kong and it's going to be worth money, and you play a game based on the properties of that Kong. So let me show you what I mean. So here's a Kong. Several Kongs. Again, not pretty artwork, but we're here for the game aspect. The pretty artwork here, you go in, you can sort by, hey, the head, got, beanies, whatever. You can buy it if you want that aspect, but really this is a 3-on-3 basketball league. And if you click on someone here, current price, you can buy now for $7,000. That's what it looks like. This is where it's important. Boost. They all come with these boosts. This boost is how well this 8 plays defense. What's the finish, which is basically close to the rim. Can they dunk, lay it in? Shooting. This is more mid-range three-pointing stat. And vision. This is passing. And so each of these players come with different analytics on how good they are at actual basketball, computer basketball, right? And so with these boosts, there you go. the boost right above my head there, those are telling you this ability. So different cards were randomly generated with different boosts. Some are good at defense. Some are better at shooting. You have a variety of factors. And then they're going to make you make a 3-on-3 team. You can buy 3 and create your own team, and then they put them in a computer algorithm, and they can play against each other. There's also aspects where they want to actually let you play a game almost like Fortnite, and your player is just as good as its stats. So in the metaverse, they're going to let you play 3-on-3 like you would NBA Live or 2K. The difference being is you get to build your own player, and you could sell them if you want. So if you make this guy better through various ways, there's ways to make him better. So you can put them in through training programs where it's called staking. And you can read a lot about this in the white paper that the Rumble Kong League has put out. It's just on their website, Rumble Kong League. You can read the white paper, and it tells you about the clubs and the traits and the boosts and what they all mean, and experience leveling up here. So the way that you can kind of improve your basketball player, your Rumble Kong NFT, is staking it, which basically means you send them to training camp. Sometimes there's mechanisms where it's free. You basically got to lock them in training camp for a week. This is theoretically, and you can't use them. But a week later, he comes out. He's a little bit better in whatever category you chose. So that one locks it up. That makes him a little bit better. Sure, there'll be game components. This is brand new, so it hasn't been released really yet. Just the apes have been released, but not the actual game. There's typically components where you can pay extra money to speed up that training thing. You can also pay cheaper money for a temporary boost. So you're basically taking a pill right before the game, a steroid, NFT steroid that they'll sell so that, $100, he plays better for one game. Or you can put him off to training and he plays better permanently. So you can actually spend more money to increase the value of your card. They've got 10,000 of them. So naturally, some are going to be better than others. The ones that are dealt out as better cards because of random luck, they'll have a higher tiered league. That league, you'll see in their white paper, is sort of spelled out here. They'll have a Division 1 of just a elite group of Kongs. It's just a pyramid here. I know it's a little blurry, but it's just a visual. And then another tier of Kongs too. So you could slowly improve your Kong from Division 6 up to Division 5, up to Division 4. You're working your way up the pyramid here, and you're increasing the value of your NFT. It'll either take time or money or both to increase your Kong, but as you do so, you're making money. There's also play to earn aspects. I'm sure there's going to be 3-on-3 tournaments for money. Whoever wins this tournament, whoever wins the championship gets an ETH each. So you can actually be investing and spending your money on this Kong to earn you back money. And it's a really, really sort of interesting component there. So again, this is, you can buy now the Rumble Kong League on OpenSea. Their floor price is 2.33. An ETH, that's an ETH. This little diamond is the ETH symbol, or Ethereum, and that's $3,000 as of today. So you're looking at $6,000-$7,000 for the cheapest one. And you can kind of go look at the more expensive ones, and I'll show you that in a bit towards the end. Well, maybe I'll do it now. So here you go. There's a website here called Rarity Sniffer. There's several, you're not seeing my screen. There's several Rarity Sniffer websites. There's Icy Tools. There's Rarity Tools that kind of tell you the different rarity of things. So here's the Rumble Kong Rarity. This is ranked from number 1 to most rare to number 5. So I think these had not loaded yet because they haven't revealed those images. But you'll see here, this guy is for sale for 888 ETH. That seems kind of crazy, especially if this guy's only for sale for 6 ETH. But you can see that some of the rarities based on the way that they look, there's different than other ones. Let's look at this guy. It'll tell you why it's worth more. He's got a Jesus necklace, which only looks like 18 people have, and so that gives him a lot of rarity points. The heterochromia eyes, which your pupils are different colors. Not very many people have that. So he's got a lot of bonus points there. His defense is not very good, but his shooting's average and his finish isn't. So this guy's probably rare more based on the way he looks than his basketball. But here's the thing. You can raise the skill level. You won't be able to change the way he looks. So that's one way to kind of have a rarity. This guy kind of has got a LeBron vibe, and he's got a gold chain, which is rare. Only 23 people have the gold chain, and he's got some passing, not very good at defense. So again, I think because the game components haven't really been introduced, these guys are only sorted by their ability or by the way they look. All right, so let's what else? Here's a cheaper basketball league. This is a 5-on-5 league, NBA Yacht Club, new basketball apes. The other one was too expensive for me, so I bought into this one. It's cheaper. This is maybe about a third of an ETH. So you're paying about $750, $800 to get into this one. This is 5-on-5 basketball. Again, very similar. They're a couple months behind than the other projects, so the game mechanism's not there yet. But you can kind of start building out your 5-on-5 basketball squad. This is one that I have stayed away from purposely because I know I'll fall in love with this. This is Zed Run, NFT horse racing game. You can buy a horse and race it against other horses. And if your horse does really well, you can breed your horse. You could you can rent out your horse for breeding, or you can sell it permanently for breeding. It's really like running a stable and how real horse racing works. I want to show you the game mechanics here and what that looks like. So in Zed Run, here's a guy who, let me full screen it, make sure you can see it. Okay. Again, so he gets to pick what, this is horse Grinchy the third. He gets to pick what gate he wants to run. So there's constantly every day, there's races, and you can size up the competition. Will my horse run well in this race or not? It costs $15 to win a race. If you're in one that has low rated horses in the race, it's cheaper to enter and the prize money is cheaper. If you're in a very prestigious race where the horses are more prestigious, it'll cost a couple $100 to enter, but you could win a couple $1,000. This is straight up gambling, but you've got some control. You've got your own horses, right? And this guy does a great job on YouTube. I'll tell you his name in a minute. What was it? I want to give him proper. Tom Zuzolo. If you see here, Tom Zuzolo, I'm watching his YouTube channel. I don't know him. I just found this before I recorded, but I found it very interesting the way he takes the strategy of horse racing NFTs, the utility, the gaming mechanism of horse NFTs here. So he picks his gate and he puts it in one that he thinks his horse will lose on purpose because then that lowers his horse's rating. So most horses, they're either a sprinter or they're a distance racing. So he'll take his sprinters and put them in a distance race so that they lose. And then he'll take his long distance ones and put them in a sprinting race so that they lose. And that gives them the ability to enter really low end races. And then he puts them in the appropriate length and then they win. So he claims on his YouTube $100 a day doing this. He said his horse cost him $3,000, but he makes $100 a day. And he's got multiple horses. And so if you're running these things, it says it spends an hour a day trying to make some money out of it. So that's not bad, getting paid $100 racing. So this is a race. Another horse he has, Marijuana, who is racing here and trying to hopefully have a photo finish and finish. So we can, and I know myself, I know I would get so addicted to this because I'm so competitive that I would buy and really, really get involved in here and try to make this a business venture, and it would suck all my time away. And I wouldn't be here to talk to you about all the other projects. So I have to live like through other people's YouTube videos. So it's very, very interesting. And if this is something you want to get into, I'll give you a little bit of a closer look. There's a website, third-party website. This is one of his horses, Grinchy the third. You can see he's won 13% of his races. Got second place in 28%. and the prize money, the winnings. He's won. Grinchy with this horse has won half an ETH. So far he's won $1,500. Not bad. Your horse gets tired, so you can't run the same. You can maybe run the horse 1 or 2 times a day. Then they have to take a break, just like in real horse racing. So you really want a stable of multiple horses. I believe there's probably a pill, quote unquote, an NFT pill that speeds up the time that you can race in. So there's ways to make money for the developers, but also if you're impatient, you don't have to wait a week for your horse to not be tired anymore. You can pay to kind of speed those things up. You can see Grinchy was bred between a racer called Superb Story and Qualified, and you could, breed 2 sprinting horses, or you can have an endurance horse and a sprinting horse and see what traits come out of it. You can find which one has the stamina. Let's breed 2 people that have stamina, high stamina ratings, so that they can race all day. And you kind of go down here. These are sort of the final positions. This is Grinchy. He said, I try to lose a bunch of races, and then I come in, bet big money, and win a bunch of races. So he's lost more purposely. He wants to come in dead last to lower the rating, and then he comes in and wins a really big race out of nowhere. And so there's a lot of game mechanics there. And it tells you the different levels here of classes. I imagine class 5 pays the most and is most prestigious here. And these are the different distances this horse runs. So the longer races is not for you. And then you can see the history of the parents, the history of this horse. It's fascinating. It's endlessly fascinating to me that you have all this ability with NFTs. It's more than the artwork. I've said that multiple times, and I just want to let you know that by buying, you sold the NFT. It was just a digital horse. And I'll show you again, just so you know. This is what you're buying to be on Zedron. Nothing fancy about the cards. They all kind of look the same. They just are colored a little bit different. You can name, if you breed a horse, you get to name it, and it stays on the blockchain as the name. And you can sell and breed and trade horses all day and race them all day. This will replace greyhound racing, I think. I mean, greyhound racing is terrible for the greyhounds, and I think they started banning it in most states. But why would you not just race digital horses for the same thrill? And you can actually own it. And I'm sure you can bet on other people's horses, even if you don't have a horse in the race, so to speak. So that's another NFT utility in game mechanics. That's not just basketball, and it's not just meeting someone for lunch. A lot of crazy, cool things here. So how do you figure out maybe, again, what makes a good NFT, a good investment? I would go to their Discord. So for instance, what Discord? These are some of the Discords I subscribe to. I know you can't really see it, but it's just a chat channel, and I'll zoom in here. Here's VFriends. We talked about VFriends. You can kind of go into their chat channel here, and they got books. He drops a lot of books and general chat, and it's just people talking about what Gary V's up to and what the token's up to, and all sorts of things. It's in the Discord channel here. I'll show you. You might not be interested in a lot of these things. Crypto chat. So he's got a crypto chat section and a coder chat and NFT talk. I'll show you a little bit of the House of AC right here. The House of AC. We've got real estate investing chat. We've got commercial real estate investing. We've got House Fire, Agent Upgrade, one of my podcasts for real estate agents. We can talk about that episode. Residential lending, hard money lending. This is what you do on the House of AC Discord and all these Discords. And it'll be the community in the Discord that hears about the public minting of any NFTs. So whoever you follow for your fandom, join their Discord now, or follow them on Twitter, and they're going to tell you when they have a Discord that's open. My link tree is down there at the bottom. And so if you got any questions, let me know. YouTube, this is on YouTube Live, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. I've applied for it to go live on LinkedIn. I can see your comments on all those channels except for LinkedIn right now and Twitter. So that's nothing I can do. But please send me your questions. Let me know what you're interested in. But this is part 2 of the NFT section. Really exciting stuff. I can't wait to support a musician or a director who's issuing their own NFTs. That's exciting to me. I like supporting artists. There's artists behind every NFT, even if you think it's ugly. And the House of AC is going to have an investing element. Portions of the proceeds are going to be reinvested in projects. It may be musicians, movie directors, commercial real estate, other NFTs. We can vote on the projects. That's what I've got in the works. And you come to me for financial advice, real estate advice. So this is a way we can all invest together. And then the idea I have is once we make money, you get airdropped, ETH back into your wallet. And it's a profitable investment. If the community treasury of proceeds is making money, your NFT is going to go up in value. If you want to cash out and you don't want to wait, a year or two to get those proceeds back, then go sell your NFT. I'm not in a get rich quick business. No good investment is. I'm in the investment for let's get good long-term passive income. So all that information and more is going to come to the House of AC over the next few weeks and months. And I would love your feedback to make this a very successful NFT. So there you have it, guys. That is it. Thank you for tuning in to the House of AC. Tomorrow, back to talking about real estate. We're going to talk a little bit about second mortgages. The rules have changed are changing in April on how to buy a second house with a second mortgage. So the costs are actually going up. So you want to get in now. We're going to talk to Jasmine of Jasmine Home Lending about that. She's a partner of mine. And, I get my mortgages from Jasmine Home Lending. I've done over 15 mortgages with her. So she's going to be joining us. And we'll probably talk a little bit about HELOC loans, what a home equity line of credit. I do a lot of investing out of my own HELOC loan. So I want to teach you guys about that. So that'll be tomorrow's episode. And Jasmine at Jasmine Home Lending, jasmineteam.com, jasminehomelending.com. That is where I would go to get your loans, get pre-approved, and get started. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in to the House of AC.